Welcome back to the broadcast. This is Inside Politics here on KTN News. Many thanks for staying with us. We have been discussing the BBI bombshell that was dropped on Thursday night by the 5-judge High Court bench presided over by Professor Joel Ngugi. We want to go to the phone lines now and speak to you with your questions. But before we do that, there are a lot of comments on Twitter. Let me just go through a couple of tweets here. And Onyimbo Sostin says, why is the Kenyan judiciary silent when politicians are attacking its staff? The acting CJ, well, it's nominated CJ nominee, should issue a statement protecting the 5-judge bench. Churchill Amada says, when Kipchumba asks where did the Wanjiku meet to come up with the constitutional reforms, surely raises the bar beyond the reach of the presumed Wanjiku. When the Constitution of Kenya 2010, then the Constitution of Kenya 2010 may never be changed using that route. Japheth Sanga says, the political big boys should learn to follow the law. Simple. It doesn't matter whether you have numbers to force a thing or not. Bottom line, follow the law. One here from Rana Left who says, when the right time comes for a constitutional amendment, some of the proposals on the BBI should be effected. It's not that the BBI has bad proposals in my own view. Thank you for that. Truth Master says, Presiding Judge Professor Joel Ngugi looked overly emotional as he delivered the verdict, referring to His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta as Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, showing that the good judge was a bitter man. He should have recused himself from the bench. Those are the thoughts of Okello Mwalimu on Twitter. Newsam says simply, in defeat, commando takes the fame, commander takes the blame. In win, both take the flame. Whatever that means. Alex Cliff says, I guess it's a sad end affair to Uhuru and Raila. Let them focus on rebuilding the nation through vaccinating and developing the Big Four agenda for the citizens. Final one here from Caris Charles on Twitter who says, Ben, the BBI legal process and discussion ended with the judge's pronouncement. It's now in the court of public opinion. The ruling handed Ruto a rope and a sword. What he does with them is up to him. Thank you for your tweets. Let's go to the phone lines quickly. And let's start here in Nairobi and talk to John GITONGA. Do we have GITONGA on the line? GITONGA, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Ben Kitire and the other people.
Yes, thank you for calling in. Give us your thoughts today, sir.
Yes, about BBI.
Yes.
Yeah, let me say this, Ben. About this BBI, I'm fighting back for what happened on the other day when Uhuru said that they are going to revisit and whatever. But the president, I think, whoever advised about this BBI never advised him well. I can say that. Yes. Hello?
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 Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Yes. Another thing is about this BBI, many things in this BBI. I don't know why they are complicating things. You can see about ombudsman, you can see about fighting corruption, you can see many things are good, money going back to the people, down to the ground. I don't know when they said people to be a president. How will they have to be a president? You know that. We people, we have power. We have power according to the Constitution. We can even say that tomorrow we don't need court or we don't need parliament. People have power. Why don't it come to people to decide whether we want it with referendum, we want it BBI, or we don't want? Ben.
Thank you, John. John GITONGA there, calling us from right here in Nairobi. Let's go to Kisii now and talk to Francis Moranga. Francis, good afternoon. The 5 judges say that the president's government or any state organ cannot initiate a popular initiative to amend the constitution, and that the BBI was initiated by the president. Do you agree? What is your take on that ruling?
Government or any state organ cannot initiate a popular initiative to amend the constitution, that the BBI was initiated by the president. Do you agree?
I don't agree, sir. I don't agree, sir. And I say it clearly that the president and the so-called BPI, this is a complete scam. I don't agree because the law is clear. It is mwananchi to initiate and not the president. This is where we go wrong. I think even from the panelists that sit before you there, you can see that the two, that is Karoli and the other lady, they are talking so well about what is happening in the country. But Richard is very much annoyed because from the beginning, he has been advocating for what they call BBI, which is not at the will of people. They are deprived, I don't know what, to come there. In fact, look for lawyers to come and represent whenever you have a sitting of this nature. Therefore, with the BBI, we say thank you to judiciary. Judiciary has done us proud as Kenyans because the Kenyans are not for this BBI. BBI, even you can see the overnies today from the papers, they are only rich people. Where is Mwananchi in that, the so-called overnies? We are not. Kenyans, they want a reduced representation in parliament, even in local authorities, that is the county government, to be reduced. The number is so high. Kenya is too poor to manage and to pay those people who are called leaders because they are representing us. Even 47 senators can represent our country. That is all I had for today.
Thank you, Francis. Francis Moranga calling us from the county of Kisumu. Let's come back to Nairobi and talk to Silas. Silas, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, very quickly, 1 minute only. Give us your thoughts on the ruling by the bench on Thursday.
You know, the ruling was our future in this country. Let me start by saying that.
Yes, go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
That ruling, I can start by saying that it was our future in this country because 2 or 3 people cannot sit somewhere and they are dining table and they start telling us about how they are going to change our constitution. The constitution is not just a book. It is a constitution and the laws that govern this country. And I really regret that we are having leaders who are regarding the rule of law, even at the office of the president.
Yes.
Now, the message is very clear to them. We did not send them to go and amend the constitution for us. We are the people of Kenya, and you cannot be taken to corners. We don't know how the constitution can be written. We know how to do it.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Silas. Thank you, Silas. Let's take one final call now. GYAN WAHOME calling us from Kisumu. GYAN, yes, the BBI train has been derailed. The reggae has been stopped. 1 minute only, please. Give us your thoughts.
Ben, reggae has only been paused. The beats of reggae will be on the streets very soon. Now, Ben,
yes,
this is a judicial coup, and only that this time round the judiciary has revisited. You have to remember that the first relationship between the executive and
yes,
the judiciary is also a contributor to this ruling. Even remember, look at the judges, the 5-member judge that sat on that bench. Some of them are part of the judges that President Uhuru refused to assent for them to become a judge of appeals. Now, Ben, we have to really look this matter as a country in a very sober way. We have to remember that this country was on the blink of collapse because of the of elections, and we have the 9-point agenda that was set by the BBI. How does a 5-bench people decide for 4 million signatures that were submitted? How does
GYAN, the democracy that is Kenya is based on the separation of powers in the 3 arms of government. So you cannot just call it 5 people. It is 5 judges of the high courts. And they made a ruling, and the proponents can appeal. Do you think, very quickly, 30 seconds, do you have any hope that that ruling on Thursday can be overturned?
From where I sit, I'm not a lawyer, and but from where I sit, the way I can view it, there's little hope in the Court of Appeal. But I'm seeing this going to the Supreme Court all the way.
Okay.
And just before I finish, Ben, or 1 second, Ben, you have to remember something, Ben. We were in this country when the same courts ruled that NMS was an illegal outfit. NMS still runs. We were in this country when a court ruled that parliament is... These very days, MPs are still making laws and drawing salary. We were in this country when the same court said that the transfer of Kenya Meat Commission, the military, was irregular and illegal. Today, Kenya Meat is still being run by the military. We were in this country, Ben, when...
so what is your point, GYAN? You're saying that it is okay to ignore court orders?
No, it is not okay to disregard. The only thing that is happening in this country,
all right,
there is judicial activism that has combined with 2022 and taxation politics.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your thoughts.
If we are not careful, it can plug this country.
Thank you. Thank you for your thoughts. We have to leave it there because of time. Thank you, GYAN. GYAN WAHOME calling us from Kisumu. Mark Bichachi, 60 seconds only, please. Give us your final remarks today. Mark Bichachi, kindly unmute your microphone.
Ben,
yes.
I must reiterate this, that there are Wanjikus who support the BBI. The Wanjikus who feel and understand that the judges are wrong. There are Wanjikus who feel just the same way that others feel that everything the president does is bribery. There are others who feel that these judges were compromised. We must recognize and not dehumanize those who support the BBI. What is inhuman about wanting a prime minister? What is so evil about 35% in devolution? And have we solved the tensions that we have seen, not just in 2017, but we've seen by elections, where politicians and citizens alike have had serious tension in these by-elections? Let us not think about the petty issues and forget the weighty issues of the peace, prosperity, and increase of this country, which has not been addressed. And let us remove our hate and bile for the person of Uhuru Kenyatta and forget that even a dead clock is right twice a day.
Thank you.
Look at the BBI document and realize it has value.
Your 1 minute is over, Mark. Thank you. Thank you for your thoughts. 1 minute, very quickly, Javas, your final thoughts.
Well, in 2017, when Raila Odinga disputed the outcome of the election, he said that he's headed to the Supreme Court and that it was a chance for the judiciary to redeem itself. Each time when we see the judiciary and the judges doing the right thing, then we start frowning upon their work. I think then we must say that we must not make two bites at one cherry. That we want a judiciary that can be trusted, that can do its work properly, and then want judiciary as well to play politics. Let's face it. I think one good judge is far better than 250 bad politicians.
All right.
So it's important for us to say that even if somebody may want to opine otherwise from the decision of the court has entrenched itself properly and elevated the place of the rule of law.
Thank you.
Let us look up to the sky and say, hail the Constitution, hail the judiciary.
Thank you. Chero, your final thought, very quickly.
You know, BBI was not a constitutional moment, but the ruling last week was. And the last time I experienced such a constitutional moment was on the 1st of September, 2017. I think as Linda Katiba, and we continue our quest to ensure that Wanjiku remains front and center and that the rule of law is respected and Constitution of Kenya is upheld. I want to remind everybody out there who is struggling with their daily lives to buy food, to pay for electricity, to afford hospital bills, dealing with the flooding. Nairobi is a river, it's a lake of bad planning and so on and so forth. I want all of them to know that they have a right to civic education. They have a right to participate publicly so that some of these matters that are kept esoteric and distant from them, so that they are told, Wanjiku has said this, Wanjiku has said that. Wanjiku needs to know that she and he, they all have access to education and they have a right to participate. And the more we participate, the more we will be able to protect the Constitution of Kenya.
Thank you. Bonakili, your final thoughts, very quickly.
We gave ourselves the Constitution 2010, and we gave it ourselves because we did not want to go towards tyranny. Tyranny in the sense that tyranny from those who have resources, those who wield power.
Right.
And secondly, we allowed ourselves to go the public participation way so that we can empirically and qualitatively know what Wanjiku wants. When people question where will we find Wanjiku, we will find Wanjiku in public participation. Go there, you will see him. And on the judgment, we are not saying that the judgment is without fault. We are saying the judgment is a step in the right direction. And we are saying it is not judicial activism because the institutions that have been given a chance to rule, to act on the Constitution, have failed to do so.
Thank you, Bwana Akili.
Thank you, Ben.
Lawyer and political strategist Kipchumba Karori, humanitarian and development consultants Cherotich Sei, political analyst Javas Bigambo, and communication strategist Mark Bichacha. Many thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on the show. As always, a pleasure to have you in studio with us. That's how we leave it on Inside Politics. Join us every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. as we dissect the biggest political and policy issues in the Republic. I'm Ben Kitili. Bye for now.